Welcome to Enchanted Tarot. This is for the sign of Sagittarius for the month of April. Now, I have drawn 3 messages from Spirit. This is what you need to know. Each one is represented by a crystal, so choose the one that you're most drawn to. Pause the video if you have to do this, and then come back and hear the message. So card number 1 is a rose quartz crystal. Card number 2 is being represented by a piece of citron here. And card number 3 with pyrite or fool's gold. Okay, so you can take a moment, choose your card, come back, hear the message. Let's begin with those who chose the rose quartz crystal. And you have follow the white rabbit. So what does this mean? You're probably wondering, right? Well, it is a wonderful opportunity that is going to break through your ordinary reality. This is coming. And give you the chance to change your world and your perception forever. That's for some. Oh, sorry, I got a dog that's he's not in the camera view yet, but he's really close. He's kind of slipping out of his bed onto the desk. Okay. So, sorry about that. For others, it can represent opportunity after opportunity, chance after chance to have adventures, but not feeling ready. Thinking that, well, you must think on it. You must take more time, or even that the opportunity, it'll come back again. Well, this card is telling you that hesitation is costing you a more exciting and dynamic and enchanted life. Something out of the ordinary happens nearly all the time. Most days, if you're aware, awake, and ready for adventure, there will be an opportunity to change your life. But for this to take place, you must follow the white rabbit. You must go after whatever it is that excites you, inspires you, and entices you. The white rabbit does not go to Alice and ask her to accompany him. It is up to her to notice what is taking place. She does not think about what to do, nor discuss, sit, or ponder. If she had done so, the opportunity of entering Wonderland would have been lost, perhaps even forever. When Alice sees how strange and extraordinary this rabbit is, she leaps to her feet and she runs. She engages with the opportunity and she goes after it. So when this card comes, you're being advised that something very interesting is about to happen. And when it does, be ready to go after it with all of your passion, with all of your might, and without hesitation. That is for those who chose the rose quartz. Card number 2 for those who chose the citron. You have the right way. So, this is, for some, this would be wanting to get through to the other side of a situation. A desire to walk through a gateway or a life transition. To become an insider rather than remaining on the periphery. Wanting to have an impact, to be included, to be a part of the activities and have an influence on the world. A willingness to learn step by step. For others, this can be It could be them leaving it all up to fate. Let's say it that way. Waiting rather than acting. Philosophizing rather than doing. Being dreamy rather than practical. So, the frog footman here really does get to the heart of things, okay? When we're pondering how to make a life dream happen, or how we are to get in, through, or to the other side of whatever issue is facing us, we might wonder if we are meant to get in at all, as the frogman puts it. We can spend a great deal of time pondering our destiny, wondering if something is meant for us, and sometimes giving it up to fate, proclaiming if it is meant to be. It is meant to be. Alice, however, has a different approach. She doesn't ask if it is meant to be. She asks, how will it be done? This practical approach may not seem so spiritual to some. Are we not meant to go with the flow and see where life takes us? Well, here Alice knows what must be done and sets out to discover how to achieve it. When this card comes to you, this is just what you must do. Do not wonder if something is meant for you, nor leave it in the hands of gods. Instead, think of how it can be done. What practical steps can you take? How can you approach the problem in order to solve it? What action can be taken, and what advice can you seek? There is always a way through to the other side. But passively waiting and waiting and waiting for it to simply swing open is not as powerful and actively figuring out the puzzle and discovering how you are to reach the other side. So ask questions, seek advice, look again from a different angle, and think of the how. That is the message for card number 2, the citron. So for the final card, the pyrite, law is not justice. So someone, when you get this card, someone may have the authority to impose the law, but the law or the rule is ready to be questioned. It could be someone following the law even though it is unjust. It could be condemnation without knowing the full story, or being judged by people who do not know you, or who have a biased view. You may be judging people you do not understand. So this card would then be asking you to be sure you have a fuller picture and avoid condemnation and judgment. Be discerning, but be sure to be fair and just. For others, perhaps they believe the law is right under any circumstances. Perhaps they are accepting the judgment of someone who has power over them, or who is a powerful person without question, allowing yourself to be influenced without knowing the story. A deep bias which is coloring your vision, possibly. The situation here on this card the situation Alice finds herself in is is really unfair. And no one should be judged, convicted, or serve a sentence prior to the evidence being heard. But this apparently seems to be the situation Alice has found herself in. This could be what is taking place in your world, and unfair as it may be, someone wants to judge you before they know you, convict you before they understand your side of the story, and they most certainly have not examined any evidence. Nonetheless, they wish to judge. As Alice so bravely does, you must speak up and say it is unfair and wrong. It is not right for you to be judged, but yet another person wishes to do so. Unless you speak up, there could be very strong consequences for this. When you are told to be quiet and to tolerate the judgments being made about you, this card urges you to speak up against injustice and object to what is taking place. Your opinion of yourself is what is most valuable. You can state your case clearly with strength and power, and doing so will help you remember just how very strong you are, how very admired you are, how worthwhile and decent you are. You are worthy of respect, fairness, and kindness. If you are being treated poorly, then speak up. When you do so, this spell that they have over you will be broken, and people will see that your side of the story is well worth listening to. Never, ever allow another to steal your self-worth, is the message here for those who chose the pyrite. I thank you for watching, for liking, and for sharing my videos, and for subscribing. Also, thank you to everyone who has sent in a donation. It is greatly appreciated. Many blessings.